So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I'm really excited to have you. I absolutely love hanging out with you on Periscope. For those of y'all who just joined and have never been on one of my Periscopes before, hi, I'm Rachel Elizabeth. I am a celebrity trainer, fitness personality, sports model, host, writer, speaker, you name it. If it has something to do with fitness, I've probably done it. So that's what's up. I'm the CEO and founder of causefitness.com, where you're going to find more helpful information like the stuff I'm talking about today. And today's topic is fat loss versus weight loss. So yeah, I will get started, and as soon as I am finished saying what I'm gonna say real quick, which shouldn't take way too long, I am going to open up the floor, if you will, for Q&A. So get your questions ready. Yeah, so today we're talking about fat loss versus weight loss. Basically, I want to start off by saying the best way to understand this question is, have you ever gotten on the scale after just completely busting your butt in the gym and the scale is exactly the same? Like, let's say you ate better, you trained harder, you got all your sleep, you got all your water, and you get on the scale a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, and the scale hasn't budged. It is exactly the same weight as you started out. But hey, you feel better, you look better, your clothes fit better. What's the deal? That's a fat loss versus weight loss question. This is all about body composition. So you have to know, first of all, that the number on the scale doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't make awesome progress. So yeah, everything flipped. Fantastic. So we're horizontal now. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to get to your questions in a second. Basically what that means is, if the number on the scale didn't change and you did everything right, there's a very good chance, and I'm talking if you feel better, look better, clothes fit better, there is, I probably say 9 times out of 10, you lost body fat and gained lean body mass. So it kind of just flipped, which is exactly why the number on the scale didn't change. Most people say, what is the classic phrase, like, muscle weighs more than fat? The truth is, both muscle and fat weigh the same. 1 pound equals 1 pound no matter what you're weighing. But the difference is muscle is denser than fat. So 1 pound of muscle, like this, for example, would be the same as 1 pound of fat that's like this. Does that make sense? So, where you're gonna get one tight, dense pound of muscle, that same weight in fat would look kind of more like a globby, giant blob. So if you can imagine the difference between those 2 pounds, so 1 pound of fat versus 1 pound of muscle, on a human body, it's gonna look and feel a lot different, even if the scale says the exact same weight. So that said, when you are trying to lose, when you're trying to get lean, toned, strong, your goal should then not be weight loss so much as it should be fat loss. It's completely different training. It's completely different eating. And if you want weight loss, it means that you want to lose both body fat and lean body mass, because there's a good chance that when you're losing mass, you're going to be losing both. It's almost impossible to lose one without the other. It's not impossible, it's just extremely difficult. And then in that case, there's a very good chance that you will stay close to the same weight and change in body composition, like I just explained. So, hearts if you understand, I appreciate it. Hearts and butts. You guys are awesome. Causefitness.com, baby. You're going to check out the blog section, because there's tons of articles on the free information like this on there. And make sure you sign up for my newsletter, because I send out a free workout every single week, along with announcements and really fun things going on. And motivation and inspiration, whatever I feel like sending you, really. So, but it's personal. I don't have anybody else write those. That's just me to you. So lots of love. So does anybody have any more questions? I know that was really quick and to the point, but I just wanted to get it in and out and make sure that I answer that topic question first. Ooh, good one. Okay, so question. What's the difference between BMR and BMI? BMI is kind of, let's see, how do I explain this? BMI measures your index. It's your body mass index on a scale of what is average, basically. And it's just based on body weight. So it does not take into account lean body mass at all. So when I was competing for figure and I had a lot more muscle mass, but even lower body fat than I have now, it said that I was obese, and I'm not. So that is what BMI is. It just measures weight. It doesn't measure body composition. So if you really want an accurate way to find out where you are as far as health, based on your weight, you want to get more details, which is why I recommend getting your body fat tested by a personal trainer and figuring out what your lean body mass is versus your percentage of body fat. And they'll have a scale for you to determine what range you're in and if you're in a healthy body fat range or not. So that's what I would do. I would do a body fat composition instead of or in place of BMI, because BMI really, honestly, in my opinion, as a professional trainer and nutritionist since 2006, is not helpful. I think the only way that would be helpful is if you want to make sure that you're not morbidly obese. That's the only way that I could see BMI being helpful at all. But anyway, hearts, I really appreciate that, guys. You're amazing. But then the other B acronym, the BMR, is completely different. So BMR and BMI have nothing to do with each other, really. BMR is how many calories your body burns at rest. So let's say you wake up in the morning and you don't move and you're just laying in bed like a vegetable. Your body is still burning calories to keep you alive. That number of calories to serve your bodily functions like digestion and making your nervous system and your brain work and all of the different bodily functions, your BMR is the base level of calories your body needs to just simply exist. And so when you're calculating your calories, the calories that you need with your BMR, you want to make sure that you're adding in your activity level to the BMR to find your baseline maintenance calories. From there, if you want to gain weight, whether that's usually lean body mass. If you want to put on weight, you would want to add calories to that baseline. And if you want to lose weight, subtract calories from that baseline. But you never want to go below your BMR in a day. So even if you're dieting, do not eat less than your BMR calories, because your body needs that to function. If you go below that, it sets you into what's called starvation mode, where it increases the stress hormone cortisol. And actually that tells your brain to store body fat. So if you've ever tried to diet extreme diet and you found that you actually gained body fat, that is why, my friends. So go get your information from a professional before you try these things. Your body is a lot more sensitive, and your hormones are a lot more sensitive than the media's diet plans and weight loss plans may have you believe. So is BMR a number that helps with the differential with BMI? Not necessarily, because BMR has to do with calories in. BMI has to do with how much you weigh on a scale of average human beings. So it doesn't have anything to do with it. However, your body composition and your BMR have a lot to do with each other because your baseline calorie needs per day, which is your BMR, will change based on how much lean body mass or muscle you have. So if you go on a bodybuilding spree and put on 15, 20 pounds of muscle, your BMR is going to be a whole lot different than if you sit in a desk all day and you are catabolizing or breaking down muscle. Does that make sense? Everybody cool? Good? I'm going to jump off here in just a few minutes. I'll take like 1 or 2 more questions. How do you calculate baseline caloric intake? I just explained that with your basal metabolic rate, but I have the calculation formula on my website, causefitness.com/calories-in. And then you can also find a lot more helpful information on this at causefitness.com/metabolism. So those 2 articles are really, really key, and I send everyone there. I send clients there. So, and yeah, leave comments so I know that you got it, that you see it, that it's helpful. Let me know if you need anything else. Give me ideas for future blog posts. But yeah, make sure you sign up for the newsletter, and I will take 1 more question. So if anybody has 1 more question for Rachel Elizabeth at causefitness.com, I'm all eyes. Let's see. Fat loss plan, not weight loss. I'm sorry, I don't understand your question. How much do I rock? Hi, Eugene. I'm going to say I rock a whole lot because I'm confident like that. Okay. Did you lose a lot of muscle after competing? Honestly, I didn't track that, but I just basically watched the scale and the mirror, which honestly I think is a healthier way to determine your progress than always obsessing over just your weight or your body fat percentage. So I know personally that if my body starts to look different, then I need to step things up a notch and dial in the nutrition a little bit. But I would say that let's see, when I started competing, I was in figure. And when I finished competing, I was competing in bikini. So even in that little switch, I had to purposefully lose muscle to compete with the NPC in the bikini division, because the figure division is a whole lot more muscle mass, and to go towards professional level or pro, IFBB pro, you have to be a lot denser, like have a lot more muscle than in the bikini category. So I was signed with Wilhelmina in New York at the time, and in the fitness division. I'm not tall enough to do any of their other stuff, but either way, my agent with Wilhelmina basically begged me not to do figure anymore, which I was totally fine with, but I still wanted to compete. So I competed in bikini. And the reason being is I wanted to maintain that athletic look and have something to compete in, but I didn't want to put on any more muscle. As to book more mainstream fitness modeling jobs. So that's the reason I did that. But after I competed in 2013 at Nationals in Las Vegas, I stopped competing and still trained, and just took some time off of volume as much, if that makes sense. I stopped training as much as I was before because my body honestly needed a break, and there was some health stuff going on with that. So I had to back off to help my metabolism recover. I hope that answers that question though. But I really enjoyed this. You guys are amazing. And